Last week, I turned 31. And when I was a kid, I thought that by now I'd have my whole life figured out. Boy, was I wrong. In this video, I'll actually be talking about what it's like to start over. Because quite frankly, that's where I'm at. After 5 years of building my own business and working towards a career I once dreamed of, I'm back to the drawing board. Not because I wasn't successful on paper, but, well, we'll get into that. I'll also talk about why I think there's strength in being a quitter, despite what most people say. So if you're at a crossroads or you feel like starting over, then I hope you find some value here. All right. Ooh. Okay. Here we are, 31 and thriving, and excited to do another video. I'm excited to just kind of like speak about where I'm at, things that are on my mind. As you saw from the beginning of this video, I feel like I'm at a crossroads. I feel like in many ways I'm like starting from square one, starting over, rebuilding a lot of the things that I have built or just reconsidering them. And yeah, just want to speak just candidly, just be really real and raw. That's basically the name of the game on this channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Matt and I am a full-time creative as of the past 5-6 years. And I have been kind of like doing this social media thing for a little bit. I'm a photographer, a filmmaker, an artist at heart. And yeah, the reason that I make these videos is to just share my creative journey, you know, to, like I said, speak just honestly about kind of the things that I'm struggling with, the things that I'm going through, most importantly, the things that I'm learning. If this video can make you feel seen or understood in some way, or to provide some value in terms of maybe a shift in perspective or mindset, then yeah, I will be happy with that. So if you're new here, welcome. If you have watched a few of these videos, welcome back. I'm coming at you from Banff, Alberta, Canada, my backyard. I feel so like at peace and at ease out here. That's why I like to do my videos in the outdoors, because I feel like my mind is clearer. It just like feels more at ease. And it's also just like another excuse to get outside, you know? If you watch a lot of my videos, you know I don't need an excuse. I just love to be out here. But yeah, it's great to just get out here and film and use Mother Nature as my backdrop. So yeah, anyways, that's kind of like what this is all about. As you saw from the beginning of this video, I just turned 31 and I have the best girlfriend in the world. I gotta start by saying that, because on my 31st birthday, I literally walked into the living room and my girlfriend surprised me with a new easel and canvas and a box on the ground, which turns out had like new paints and yeah, just a complete paint set for me, which is so funny because like for the past year and a half, I've been saying that I want to get back into painting. If you watched my previous video on this channel, I spoke about my roots as a creative and how I used to draw and paint as a kid. Because I used to paint a lot of the places that I wanted to see as a kid. Now being able to live in a beautiful place like this, I've always thought like it'd be cool to just bring the canvas out here, bring the paints out here and just paint the landscapes in front of me. It's also almost summer out here now, which is unreal because like the winter in the Rockies just kind of lasts forever, and I'm excited for it to warm up and to get out on some hikes and some camping adventures, and yeah, all the beautiful things that come with living in the mountains, which is yeah, I'm super pumped for that. I've also been playing pickleball. I've been playing a lot of pickleball lately. I literally ripped it for 4 hours the other day with the boys, and that was super fun. It's like slowly becoming one of my favorite hobbies, and I can see why that sport has absolutely blown up, because it's just like it's so fun. So yeah, there's a lot of exciting things on the horizon, you know. Summer's the best, and I'm pumped for it. But career wise, I want to speak about where I'm at, and I want to speak about where I'm at as a creative. That's why this channel exists, to document what it's like to build a life around your art, you know, and to lead with the heart, and to yeah, just kind of share a lot of the ups and the downs. And I just want to give you some context into like where I'm at, what I've built and what I've done over the years, and why I'm actually kind of like at this turning point. And yeah, some of the things I'm thinking about. I also want to dive into a little bit about like why I think it's so important to just really be crystal clear on what success means to you, and let that be your guiding factor. Because it's really easy in today's day and age to just like see what other people are doing and feel like you need to shift your course. And I also want to speak about quitting and why I feel like quitting is sometimes the best thing you can do. I think it doesn't necessarily mean you're a failure, despite what a lot of other people will tell you. I think it's actually beneficial. I think it's important to quit sometimes. And yeah, I want to speak about that because there's a lot of things that I've started over my career and abandoned, and I've been better for it, I think, so yeah, I just want to speak about all that. But to give you some context, I have been running my own creative agency for the past 5 years. I've been working with different brands, specifically in the outdoor lifestyle and travel space, and a lot of my work has entailed essentially just creating media or marketing assets for different companies. In the simplest terms possible, I make videos and photos so that other companies can use them, post them on their social media, get more engagement, get more followers, make more money, and all that jazz. But is that fulfilling to me? That's the question. That's the question I've been wrestling with. That's what I'm just like really, it's really made me reevaluate, because on the topic of like defining success, I think what I've always wanted out of this career is just a few things. I've wanted autonomy. I've wanted to be able to control my time. I've wanted to just create the things that I want to create. And I wanted to just live a fulfilling life, live a meaningful life, and to use my work to make a difference, impact people. And yeah, I feel like in some ways I don't do that right now with what I've built. So that's kind of like one of the reasons why I'm like reevaluating. I've also done mentoring. I've done one-on-one mentoring in the past, and on the topic of quitting, I have completely stopped that at the moment because what I was doing at the time was I was doing one-on-one mentoring on the business side, helping other creatives build their own business skills. And although that's admirable, although I did really enjoy the sit down, the format, and just getting to know people on a personal level and help them with problems that they have, deep down, I'm an artist. I want to, if I want to do something like that, I want to do it in a way that actually speaks to me. I don't feel like I'm a business guy. I'm not a business guru. You can find a lot of that online, and although it was paying the bills, and although I could have easily scaled that to make more money, that's not what it was for me. Like I just didn't get full fulfillment out of it, and in some ways I also felt like an imposter. I felt like I was doing something that wasn't meant for me, and I was getting in my own way, telling myself that I'm not good enough, or I don't have the credentials to help people in this, and ultimately it created a lot of these mental battles for me, and that's ultimately why I quit. So on this topic of quitting, I feel like quitting is important when you realize that you are headed down a path that is misaligned, or a path that is not yours. And that's been a common theme for me over my career, is that I've tried a lot of things, and I've just realized what I want and what I don't. And right now I feel like I'm at this like culmination of like, there's a lot of things that I'm doing that are just sucking the life out of me, and just making me realize that, like, do I really want to continue down this path, So yeah, on the topic of like success again, like I think it's just important to like continuously remind yourself of like why you're doing it, like what does success actually mean to you. And I can be honestly fully transparent in saying that when I decided to start my own business and go down this path of turning my passion into a career, it was not about the money. Like, it was not. I've been really sucked into this world of social media, and it's like, it feels like a never-ending loop sometimes. Like, I feel like I'm going insane just thinking about having to show up on this platform and that platform, and having to optimize, and having to do all of these different things in order to please the algorithm, and to do what's necessary to build an audience and to scale my business. And it's just like, I don't know. I feel like it's just come to this point where I'm like, is this sustainable? Is this what I want to do? And is it time to reevaluate? So that's where I'm at. I feel like I'm at that point. I'm like reevaluating, and I've come to the realization that I think I need to take a few steps back. You know, I need to take a few steps back on what I'm doing, peel back the layers, and actually ask myself, what is it that I'm doing right now that is fulfilling to me, and what is like just sucking the life out of me and draining me. And although running this agency, doing the creative work, working with brands has paid my bills for the past like 5 years, and could easily continue to do so, I've just like realized that I don't know if I want to, you know. And I'm at this point where I'm exploring different opportunities even outside of the creative space to make money, so that I can have the freedom to like create on my own terms again, and use my work to hopefully make a positive impact doing stuff like this. Like, that's why I love this this kind of like YouTube series and this channel that I'm trying to build, because I can actually try and empower people through my work instead of helping companies make more money, you know. Like so yeah, it's like interesting because I'm just like trying to like work through all my thoughts, and it's been a hard realization to be like, like maybe I have to go back to the drawing board, and maybe I have to start over. And sometimes that's scary, you know, because it means throwing away an old dream, or coming to the reality that like maybe the dream that you had wasn't actually the dream, and you have to ask yourself all these existential questions, and like, okay, what does my career look like now? What are the steps I need to take? And like I said, feel like I'm starting over. And I wanted to make this video because whether you're in your 30s like me, or you're in your 20s, or you're in your 40s or your 50s, and you feel like you have walked this path that isn't completely aligned with you and you want to start over, like, I just want to say, like, it's not too late. And I think it's admirable to take that step. I don't know, I just think there's a harm in losing ourselves in the process. And in some ways I feel like building this thing has caused me to lose myself in some ways, and I just want to get back to what actually matters to me, and refocus my success metrics, and start taking steps towards achieving what success actually means to me. So there's so much happening in the world right now, and I know it's easy to lose track. I know it's easy to like feel the pressure of the economy and the pressures of AI, and I think the world needs more authenticity, and that's what I'm trying to do with this channel, is just try to document as honestly as I can. And at times I apologize if it feels like a brain dump or like I'm just rambling, but I really just I do just want to come on here and just share what's on my mind and on my heart, and I hope you get some value out of that. So yeah, that is where I'm at right now. And if you're thinking about starting over, or you're thinking about giving up on something that you've started, that doesn't mean that you failed or that you don't have what it takes to make it. It just means that you're giving yourself the space to restart with more clarity. You know yourself better, you know what you want and what you don't, and yeah, that is what you can use to guide your decisions going forward in this new thing that you start. So yeah, I hope you find that helpful. I also want to leave you with a quote here that I think is very relevant to this conversation. But the quote is, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that counts." That's a quote from Winston Churchill. And one more thing before I leave you, I also want to give you a question to ponder. This is something that I do in all of my videos. It just allows me to like pass on the thinking to you, and I would love, honestly, my goal with these videos, I think would be amazing, is to create kind of like a discourse in the comments, like where people can like talk about their own experiences, and see that other people are also going through the same things, or maybe share tactics and ideas, and just really engaging conversation down there. I would encourage you to do that. If you feel like there's something on your mind or on your heart that you want to say, then drop it down in the comments. But I'll give you something here to maybe start that thinking. So on the same train of thought, I want you to think about, is there anything that you have built that looked like success but didn't quite feel like it? And what did you do when you realized it? If you're in a similar boat to me, where you feel like you've built this career and it wasn't everything that you thought it would be, what did you do when you realized that was the case? Did you keep staying the course, or did you switch gears and switch things up? Is there anything that you can maybe drop in the comments that would help someone else, or something that I could think about? I appreciate you for sticking around, and I'm wishing you all the best in your endeavors. I'll quit rambling there, and thank you again for stopping by, and I hopefully will catch you in the next one. Peace.